Okay, family. Let me tell you guys. I had went on this site, right? On the cell phone. I think it's called AirG or something. Yeah, AirG. I met this guy, he was seemingly cool, he was like, well, I want to take you out, blah, 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 blah. I mean, we on the phone all 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now you hang up on 3, hang up type of shit, you know what I mean? Slobbing and shit all on the phone, waking up at 4 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Baby, you still there? That kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? That old school shit. So I was doing some feel good shit for a minute last week, and so we decided that we would go out. And so I went on our blogs. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, let's go out. He was like, okay, the weekend or whatever. And I was like, okay. And so Saturday, my mind is 2 or 3 places. Anyway, so we decided that we was going to go out on Saturday. But up until that point, of course, we texting and shit back and forth, and we calling, what you doing, baby, nothing, all that kind of shit, right? Anyway, so Saturday morning, he calls me up, and he was like, what you doing? I was like, nothing. I was just kind of laying around. I think I'm going to get up and go to a couple yard sales or whatever. And so he was like, all right, I'm in Compton right now. I'm like, Compton, what you doing down there? And he was like, well, I had to bring my truck down here and come get it looked at, and, I'm trying to get some windows tinted and some kind of bullshit shit done to his speakers or some shit like that done to his truck. So I was like, okay. I was like, cool, no problem. I was like, well, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go hit me a couple of, bend me a couple corners and see what they got out there. And so, we made it short and sweet, but yet and still, periodically we were still talking on the phone or whatever. So he was like, well, what you want to do tonight? And I was like, well, how about, I wouldn't mind going to go shake a little tail feather. Let's go out. Let's go to like a nice little jazz spot or something. And so he was like, jazz spot. He was like, okay, well, I said, oh, we can go to the movies. I was like, well, showing, because I like The Rock's ass. That's a fine motherfucker, boy. Ain't he? Dwayne is a fine motherfucker. So I was like, okay, well then, let's go see The Rock. In that movie Faster or whatever, or that new Angelina movie, The Tourist. So he was like, okay, whatever. And so, in between us talking, we would text, So he had sent me a text. He was like, damn, this don't look good. And so when he said that, he was like, baby, it ain't looking good or some shit like that. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So of course instead of me texting him back, I called him. So he was like, well, baby, I'm over here, fucking with my car, and, don't look like this essay gonna have my car ready, and, this, that, and the other, and da, 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 da. So I was like, okay, that's what you call that bullshit. Right off the top, I'm like, okay, that's what you call that bullshit. So I'm like, I'm just hearing him out and shit. He was like, well, but we're gonna see what happens, whatever. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, whatever. He had sent me back to movie times and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, cool, whichever one. I was like, well, let's check out. He sent me either the 8 o'clock shows or the 10 o'clock ones. So I was like, okay, but let's take the 10 because it's going to take me a good couple of hours to get fully filleted out. You know what I mean? So, of course, when you first meet a motherfucker, you go through all stops. I mean, I'm shaving my pussy and, I'm doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sure everything is on deck. You know what I mean? So, and I'm like, this is a fine motherfucker too. Shit, I'm gonna be hooked all the way up. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit. So, so then he calls me back. And so I'm like hearing like an intercom like in the background. I'm like, babe, where you at? He was like, I'm on the train. I said, the train? What you doing on the train? I'm heading home. I said, what? Oh, baby, my car wasn't ready. So, I'm just gonna take the Metrolink back to the house, and because he actually lives in Fontana. So he lives like maybe 7, 8 miles from me. Something like that. Maybe between 7 and 10 miles. So I was like, okay, no problem. So You know, I'm looking at my motherfucker, because here I have my Bluetooth in my ear, but I'm looking at my motherfucking phone like, you got to be fucking kidding me, right? So, it was a sour taste in my mouth already, so I had already, before he got on the Metrolink, wait a minute now, how about he sends me a text message telling me, well, why don't we go get a room? Okay? So I already got, tight as shit when I got that text message, because I was like, wait a minute. So, of course, when he sent that text, of course, I'm like, you know what, let me call this motherfucker right now. You know? So, when I'm talking to him on the phone, I'm like, why you send me that? He was like, well, baby, I mean, we grown. I mean, you talking about getting to know and all that shit. He's like, well, you don't never really get to know nobody. I said, no, you really don't. Not until you done moved with their ass, until you lived with them any goddamn way. So, no. And even still then, this motherfucker still finding out they was sleeping with the motherfucking enemy and fucking the representative 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? Knows. You know what I mean? So, you never really know nobody. You never really, really know a person. So, he was trying to win me over that argument and shit. And about how you never really get to know and all that bullshit. But I was still like, you know what, nigga, shit. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm still not finna fuck your ass. I mean, I don't even know you, partner. I mean, for real? I mean, I don't give a fuck what you do for a living and nothing else. You ain't finna get no pussy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I eat out, girl, shit, I'm a carnivore. I don't give a fuck about all that. I like it though, but I'm cool on your ass for right now because I don't really know you like that. So we ain't gonna put no twist in the game, not now. Now, I do want a rain check, however. Hell yeah. Shit, motherfucker talking about you gonna eat. Bend you over. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. Because right now we're going through orientation process, and I already told you to check all them terms and conditions. So now you're telling me that you do that, and you claim that you do it well too. Yeah, I made a mental note of all that. So hell yeah, we gonna try out all that, but we just not gonna do that right now. So anyway, I diluted his ass on the room thing. I had to neutralize that situation and drop him to a lesser charge. So after I did that, then it's like, okay, it's cool. I'm just now getting over that. And then now your motherfucking ass called me on the train. And that was like a good maybe hour later. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already like, this is some bullshit. I done fucked around and got door number 3. Yet once again, I done got the motherfucking booby prize. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. All right, Tina, look. Monica and them always saying that your expectations is this and that. You need to, chill out. You're spoiled. Ken do whatever you want him to do. Tony do whatever the fuck you want him to do. All men ain't like that. So you know what? Guess what? Just lower your expectations just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just fall back a little bit and just see where the fuck you go. And I'm like, okay. I'm listening to my girls in the back of my mind and shit. Because trust and believe, I don't have really high expectations, but I do expect your ass to have something. God damn. I don't give a fuck about how much of it that you got. At least just have something. You know what I'm saying? Something. Is that too much to ask for? So, anyway. Fast forward this shit, because I'm getting wordy and lengthy and shit. And getting all off the motherfucking track and shit. Anyway. So, after all that, okay, he gonna talk about I'm on the Metrolink, this, that, and another, nah. So, after he said that, I just pushed the mute button on my motherfucking ass. I was like, man, hey, look at him. All while he was talking, I was on some whole other shit. I was watching the Channel 7 News, and I was on some whole other shit. I wasn't even hearing him no more. Because now you telling me that you're on the Metrolink, motherfucker. No, you ain't even got no goddamn car, nigga. Because first of all, who puts their car in a shop on a Saturday when they know goddamn well the car place is going to be closed on a Sunday? So now your ass don't have no car on Saturday and Sunday, let alone to get your ass back to work on Monday. Don't you need your motherfucking car? So why in the fuck would you put your car in the shop? Let alone, hey, if you ain't got it ready, then I'm gonna have to bring it back next weekend. Cause this is not gonna stop me from driving it. I might can't hear all the shit I want to hear the way that's gonna make it sound, but I'm not gonna just leave my car with you until Monday, and then I'm gonna have to catch another motherfucking train back to Compton to go get my car. For real? Who does that? He must think I'm boo boo the motherfucking fool. I was like, you know, okay, but I didn't say nothing, y'all. I was like, okay, go head on and be easy. You know, fall back. I was like, okay. Then I'm sitting up here and I'm like, okay, here I done already, you know, got a mental note on what I'm gonna look like tonight. I done already figured out what, you know, what I'm gonna wear and all that other shit. So I'm like, okay, so either you gonna go on this date with this clown or you gonna keep your motherfucking ass at home. Which one you gonna do? Because according to Ken's statistics, you getting ready to be out tonight. So guess what? I wasn't getting ready to turn right back around and be like, nah, I didn't go nowhere. Hell no. Because you want this nigga over here thinking that your ass and pretty much done went to Santa Barbara or some motherfucking where. You don't want it to be out that you really didn't go. So hell yeah, you need to go. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting up here, y'all, and I get in the shower because I know that the date is still on because we hadn't, you know, said that it wasn't. So the date was still on. So I get up, I took my shower and everything. I get out the shower, I come back in here in my bed. I got my little, you know, my little Wet n Wild box right here with all my little goodies and shit. And I'm, you know, putting shit on and all this kind of stuff like this here. Boom, text message come through. Baby, can you come pick me up? I was like, you know what? This motherfucker is crazy. This is what I'm saying to myself. You know what I mean? I said, oh my God. Now, not only does this motherfucker, he got too many goddamn I ain't gots. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, Tina, fall back. Be cool. Be cool. Just, you know, go head on because you already got this one over here thinking that you're going. So you got to go. So go head on and go. Now, one mind was like, bitch, fuck it. Bitch, you together. Going down into the club or whatever by yourself. Fuck him and do you. Right? So I was like, you know, he's a fine motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He already told me he ate pussy, so I'm already, you know what I'm saying, thinking about putting a little mistletoe right here on my motherfucking belly ring or something. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So once he already told me that he was, you know, he pussy and all that, I said, okay, I got a trick for your ass. You know what I'm saying? Well, with this mistletoe, motherfucker, put that motherfucker right there on my belt loop, bitch. Handle it. You know what I'm saying? What we gonna do? You feel me? So, anyway, y'all. Before I get all sidetracked and get to talking on some Millie Jackson type shit. So, let me be cool. So, anyway, I'm like, picking up? Okay. Well, fuck it. Fuck it. Okay, go and pick his ass up. So, I called him up, and I'm like, okay, well, looky here. It's already 8, whatever. We might as well go see the 10 whatever show. I just got out the tub. Just be ready. I'm going to call you when I get back in the truck. Blah, 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 blah. He was like, okay, cool, no problem. Y'all, I get myself all together. I mean, boop, 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 all that, right? How about I call him on the phone. I'm pulling out my driveway, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, he was like, okay, you going to get on the 210. You going to get off on Sierra, make a left, go down the Murrow, make a right. I'm behind the DMV, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. And so, why when I get over there, y'all, this motherfucker standing out in the street? For real? Y'all, I can't call it. Baby, I can't call it. I can't call it, y'all. I can't call it. This is some frackle-knackle bullshit here. For reals.